like, so the proprietor of the school where we went was like, wow, a lot of people came for this competition. Your school, they stood up. Our proprietor was so happy. He bought a lot of things for us. And do you know why I was very happy? It was the fact that that winning changed a lot of things for my school, changed the narrative. My proprietor started allowing us, he believed in us, and he started allowing us to go for competitions. And that was because I won. So I was happy. It was a major milestone for me that, so now, record stone and all. Anyways, for the record, I was a senior cricket girl when I was in school, so for the record. So that made me happy. And so when I was reflecting, okay, in this one, what did I do? What was the major things I did? Singing, no, I was talking, I represented, at the forefront. So sometimes being at the forefront may not necessarily be, okay, everybody's seeing. It may just be that you are spearheading a change. So are you the type that when you spearhead a change, when something positive is happening because of you, you are very happy, you feel fulfilled? Are you that type? Or are you the type that you prefer to just stay low and I don't want them to see me, but I still want to do something? Are you that type? Define your values. What are the things that make you happy? What are the things that make you feel proud? What are the things that make you feel fulfilled? You can be happy and not fulfilled. It's possible. For me, when I was reflecting, it was when I was teaching at, I taught in a school, and there was a boy. The boy was just, I think he was 8 years old. And this boy, everybody tagged him troublemaker, just because he cannot read. And so, some students, some pupils, sorry, he started doing all sorts of things because he didn't want people to see his weakness. And when I got to the school owner called me to our office and said, Miss Ibikunle, I was not married then, said, Miss Ibikunle, this boy is a troublemaker. Don't go near him. I can see that you are one JJ person. Please, don't let him stress you. I just smiled and said, no problem. Me, I'm not somebody that when I go to a place, I look out for the loopholes. I look out for things to do, to address. So this boy, when I saw him, I interrogated him. I assessed all the pupils and discovered that, okay, he's the type that he's just using that called him and taught him letter sounds. And before we knew it, 3 weeks down the lane, this boy started reading short sentences. And he has never read in class before. So that day, when he got to his turn, he read. We just thought it was normal. Nobody thought about it that this boy has never read in class before. It was the school owner, because our office was just opposite my class. Just read. Yes. Read. How did you do it? Like, what exactly did you do? He has never read before. And that was how he overcame that aspect. They tagged him as a troublemaker. Me, I saw him as a potential mathematician that just needed polishing. So in 3 weeks, what they've not been able to do in that school, I did it. Of course, with the glory of God, God helped me because I saw what I was supposed to see. So what have people tagged you as because of your weakness? What are the things that people have said, this is you, when that is not you? People may say, you are a talkative, you are this, you are that. Is that who you are? Is that who God has created you to be? Stop allowing people's identity of you. Stop allowing people's perception of you to define you. You need to stand up and project yourself the way you want to be seen. And that goes into you putting the work, knowing your talents, classifying them, and identifying your values that, okay, this is who I want to be. So another thing you can do is to prioritize your values. Some people can have 50 values. It's fine, but prioritize it. How many of us are economics students here? How many of us did economics? Or have we ever heard scale of preference before? Okay. So for the record of those that do, scale of preference means itemizing things according to its importance. So if you have like, maybe you have 10 values, you now prioritize it, outline it. Which value is the most important to me? Which one comes second? So when you prioritize your values, it also helps you make decisions. When you want to do something, okay, this thing has the most value to me, so I can devote most of my time to this thing. This thing is also important, but no, let me just. So prioritize your value. It will help you to go a long way to help you. Then another thing that you can do is to ensure that you go back and reflect on who God has said that you are. And to know that this thing is what it is today, it doesn't mean that it cannot change. Well, when you read the book, there are a lot of things that are in the book, and as much as possible, there are things that you have to practicalize. There are practical things that you have to really do. So I want you to do something for me right now as you're here. Write out 5 things that you are good at. Like 5 things that you are good. If you cannot write up to 5, just write 3. 3 things that you are good at that. You don't need to rehearse. You don't need to practice. If they just call you out, come and do this thing, you will do it effortlessly. If you cannot think of 5, do 3. If you cannot think of 5, do 3. It's not possible that you will not be good at anything. It's not possible. It's not possible. Something that you don't need so much effort. You just 5 things. If you can't do 5, do 3. Things that you are very good at. 5 things that you're very, very good at. Or 3, if you cannot do 5. 3 things that you're good at. Have we written them? Have we written them? Okay, if we have written them, now I want you to classify those talents that you wrote. These ones, they have this and this, they have something in common. All of them will have something in common, definitely, but classify them. That these ones are the ones that I can really devote my time to. For instance, your own might be maybe dancing. One might be dancing. One might be maybe sports. That's okay. You like to play ball. You like to run. Sports. One might be dance. One might be sports. Then another one might be partying. Some people have talent for partying. Let's be realistic. Like, let them not just hear that there's one party somewhere. They must get there. Some people just, and they are the life of the party. People like that. So classify them. Okay, this one, if they tell me that you can only choose one out of this one, which one will I stick to? Classify them like that. So when you do that, your identity in the first place goes to tell you that this is who you are. This is who you can be. You can tag yourself to be. It's progressive. Now, when you understand who you are as a person by virtue of your talent that you have written out, it goes to say that you can now accept yourself that, okay, this is me, go to. But these are the things I can now do to write the things that I don't like. So we have gotten to the point where we have written down our talents, and the next speaker will walk us through how to navigate this stage of discovery that we have just gotten. So let's ensure that we make welcome whenever the next speaker comes on stage. I'm sure the slide is getting ready right now. So I'll leave you to that. Ruminate on it. The talents that you have written out, start thinking, okay, these talents, what are the things I will do with it? So thank you very much for having me. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, one more time, can we celebrate the convener, please? I I can see people already asking for extra sheets. They're already asking for extra sheets. The room is so hot. Amazing. So right about now, I want to give room for one or two questions from the section. One or two questions. One or two questions. If there are no questions, okay, we have one. Okay, we have one. Who else has? Okay. Media team, is it possible we turn the camera, or person has to come forward for the questions? Confirm. Okay, please let's put our hands together for mommy. Mommy, please, you please come forward, ma, for your question. Please put your hands together for her.
When I think about the things that you've done, my imagination has turned to reality. Oh my God, you do this one.
Mommy, welcome. I please, when you start by introducing yourself to us because we are live.
When I think about.
Hello. I am Mrs. Sobere, retired Director of Education, Lagos State Government. So, okay. It's a pleasure, it's a privilege to be here. Anyway, I am 63 years young, so I fall into the group. I'm just 3 years. Yeah. My life started at 60 when I retired. I have my time to live my life, do the things I want to do. I'm able to emerge my personality, my values. That's what has become me. So my question is this, still on that values. She mentioned values. Is there any difference between values and core values? And why is it core values? I was told that there are about 6 core values. What are they? As if they are the foundational, basic values amongst them. I told you that I came to learn, unlearn, relearn, kind of. Please, I have this case study, which my lecturer mentioned to us and left it with us as food for thought. That was in my student days at Unilag, or doing a master's program in guidance and counseling. And it is that her daughter saw a member of the family who is a lawyer. Said, "Mommy, I want to be a lawyer." She attended a program and saw doctors. Said, "Mommy, I want to be a doctor." And another one, there was one, I can't remember the one. Exactly who does she want to be? Does she have an identity? Will somebody somewhere help her discover it? Or can she be the 3? Let's say she's multifaceted, multi-talented. That's one question. The second question is, I just shared that with a lady, a girl, a teenager, going to SS1 yesterday. And I was trying to answer some question about career, guidance, and counseling. And it is that this woman, this lady, this girl, the father was too ambitious, wanted to live the girl's life. He didn't know. He said that this girl, because she's very intelligent, should go and read medicine. The girl said, "Daddy, I don't want to read medicine. I feel like this autocratic, authoritative kind of daddy. I'm saying I'm the person paying your school fees, you must read." And the girl went ahead and read medicine for the father's sake. Is it right? The father told her, "I want to answer daddy doctor in this community." The girl said, "I can't argue with my father because of the kind of person he is." I went ahead and read medicine. 7 years of her life. She came back with the stethoscope and dropped it with the father. Said, "Daddy, I've read medicine. You can now answer daddy doctor. I'm going to read fashion design." And today that lady has what we call the bridal wear. So, who determines who I am? Who helps me define my identity?
Okay, ma.
Is it me? And what knowledge, what information do I have to define who I am, to know my identity?
Thank you so much, ma. I hope the questions are duly noted. Would you want us to take all the questions, then you answer? Once? Okay, beautiful. Any other question? Any other? Okay.
Thank you so much. That's a very thoughtful and beautiful question, I must say. And I'll start with the second one, which is the fact that you cited an example of somebody that had to go and spend 7 years to suit the father and all. The truth is, this generation has to do better, really. This generation has to do better. And such child, because the Bible says you have to honor your parents and you have to obey them. But I also believe that, this is personally now, such child wasn't also sure of what she wanted to do. Because if she was sure to an extent, she would have found a way to communicate it. You know, there's a level that a parent will force a child, and after a while they'll sit back that because if you keep failing and you keep repeating the same thing, that this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. If you don't know, if you cannot talk to them, you look for maybe elders that they respect that can talk to them. Now, when it comes to career, you have to be very careful. Some people's career, some people's job is different from their work. Your job is what you are called to do. What God has ordained you to do. While your work is what brings the pay, what brings food to the table. So for some, their own job, which is like their vocation, can be teaching, can be education, and they are in the banking sector, working. That's why sometimes you go to the hospital, some doctors they don't have time. They are not excited to work because that's not their passion. When you see a doctor that became a doctor by virtue of calling, you will know them when you see them, regardless of how busy they are. And when you see a doctor that became a doctor by either by force or my father wanted me, you also know. So that child, the identity is not that doctor that the child has become. No, it's that fashion designing. And to avoid such from happening again, because it will keep happening, parents will keep enforcing their wills. What they couldn't be when they were young, they will enforce it on their children. And that's why I said this generation has to do better. You need to accept your child for who. If you're it's very important. So you can be an educated mechanic, you stand out. So as a parent, what you can do is help that child, nurture that child, spot out the talents. These are the things this child is good at. This is what this child wants to be, not to force the child. And then the other question, we'll address it later. I just want to address it on the surface. We'll still address the question further. Then the other one about core values and values. So your values they are things that an individual desire, that, okay, this thing, I like this thing, is nice. It may not necessarily be so key for you. But your core values are the values, they are principles that guide you as an individual, that guide whatever it is that you do. And those ones are honesty, integrity, those are the ones I mentioned. Those are your core values. Those are the things that guide whatever it is you do. But your values are just like, okay, they are desirable. Okay, I like this value, I can pick it up. But it doesn't mean, it may not necessarily apply to you as a person. So thank you.
Thank you so much. One more time, can you give it up for the convener, please? Thank you so much. Thank you. I know majority of us, we have questions. But if you do not want to use the microphones, we have ushers. You can just please write down your questions. And during the course of the session, please kindly pass it to the ushers. I understand we have questions, but please kindly pass it to the ushers. Is that okay? Okay, very soon we're moving on to the second session for today. Before we move into the second session for today, I want to ask us a few questions because we just finished from a class. I just feel that we should ease ourselves. So the first question is this. You can give any answer, you can shout, it's fine. What has a head, a tail, but nobody? What has a head, a tail, but nobody? Going. Thank you so much. That is very correct. Please, who said it? Please put your hands together for him. Beautiful. All right, the next question here is I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? What am I? I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? Okay, while we're thinking of that, I'm not going to tell you the answer. And the last one for this is what has keys but can't open locks? Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for him. And lastly, for this session, what has to be broken before you can use it? Yeah, we have so many answers to that. What has to be broken before we can use it? I heard an answer. Egg, what again? A coconut, what again? Sorry? Sorry? All right, all of you have beautiful answers. Please, can you please put your hands together for yourselves? Please put your hands together for yourselves, please. Please put your hands together for yourselves one more time. Are we tired? Okay, let's everybody be upstanding, please. Respect to everyone, please. Can we please be upstanding, please? We just have one session. I already didn't like this. I don't understand. Can we please be upstanding? Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. Yes, that is what I want you to do, please. Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. Do it now. Don't just sing it. Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. Head. No, we are not singing it. We are doing it. Please, I start again. Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. Then we are going to increase the pace. Head, shoulder, knees, toes. You are not doing it, okay? Head, shoulder, knees, toes. Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. Head, people, they don't even know their shoulders are correct. Head, shoulder, knees, toes. Head, shoulder, knees, toes. Head, knees, shoulder, toes, toes. Head, toes. Then we should go faster 2 more times and we're good. Are we ready? Let's do a deep breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. For the last time. Just close your eyes and think of where you want to be in the next 5 years. You and Oma, you are shaking hands together. You are signing deals, regardless of your age. Can we do that? I'm not joking. I'm going to see different things right now. Ushers, please take note. People will start falling under the power right now. Ushers, please take note, take note, take note. Just close your eyes. Just look at yourself in the next 5 years. Do you want to be that person that is the most talked about? Building the best app. Someone built the ATM card that we are all using today. I want us to leave this conference today rightly repositioned. I'm so serious. In the next 5 minutes, you and Solielumelu are eating on the same table. You are in the best university of your dream. You're not doing the course they are giving to you. You want to study medicine, and you are there. Can you see yourself walking out in that convocation day, receiving your handshake for the first class? Who is there? I'm there. I'm seeing somebody. Ushers, take note. People are falling out of the power right now. So we have 3 more minutes to go on this. I'm serious. Regardless of who you are in this room, please do it. Where do you see yourself? Getting married to a wonderful husband, touring the world with your children. You're not begging from hand to mouth. In 2 minutes, we'll be rounding up this session. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? That is why we are here today. Where do you see yourself? And the best student in the department of medicine and surgery, coming out the first class, goes to, could that be you? We have 1 more minute for this. And we move on to our next session. You can inhale and exhale. Inhale. All the stress, all that thing telling you can't make it. Push out the doubt. Inhale, don't exhale yet. Let's push out the doubt in 60 seconds. Those things telling you, do you think you are good enough? Which identity do you think you have? What do you think you want to discover? Can we push it out with force, with anger? Are you ready to exhale? Inhale, 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 inhale. Those doubts, those fears telling you, who do you think you are? Your father tried it. He couldn't get anywhere. Your mother did the same thing. Look at your brother. Look at your sister. Can we push all of those fears out right now? Aggressively. In 3, in 2, in 1. Push it out. Exhale. You don't want to exhale failure. Ha ha. We'll do it again. All of those doubts telling you can't make it. This lecturer that giving you tough times in school, telling you in class, you can't come out with a first class. Even right now, when you get to your house, you don't even know what you want to eat. You want to exhale those things. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I want to hear those deep breaths when I say push it out. Are you sure you are ready? Are you sure? Okay, let's have a total silence so that we can take it all up. Are you sure? In 3, in 2, in 1, exhale. All right, thank you so much. Please, can you put your hands together for yourself? How many of you saw yourself in Paris? You didn't see yourself in Paris. DJ, hope you did that exercise. You are playing in the governor's house. Do you know where I saw myself? I saw myself. Hey, you don't want to know. Hope you did not see yourself frying puff puff, Sha. You did not see yourself doing zobo, 15 naira, 15 naira. So, who can tell me, what did you see? What did you see? Did you see anything beautiful? You didn't see anything. My dear, come forward, please, and tell us what you saw. In the next 5 years, a superstar, a diva, that the world is celebrating. The youngest of them all, smart, intelligent, ready to conquer her word. Thank you so much.
I saw myself in another country, in a big mansion, and being the best I can be.
Put your hands together for her. Oh, people saw. I'm sorry if you did not see anything. That's why I say, ushers, help them, help them, help them. All right, one more person, and we are going into the next session. All right, dear, please come forward. I'm so inspired. Imagine what they know now. You knew it 5 years ago. Do you know where you would have been by now? My dear, please tell us, what did you see?
I saw myself flying around the world for businesses. Isoko.
People that love money. She saw herself. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for her. Okay. Now see, please, sister, I want to say this in camera today. The people who just spoke, I believe in your future. Please, when it happens, don't forget me, please. Please, me, I will still be there too, but you understand. Don't forget me. All right, thank you so much. Moving off quickly into the next session. I'll be reading out his bio. Then we'll be calling out our next speaker. This next speaker, firstly, is a fine, fine man, very handsome. I say fine man. No, I say we should be farms in there today. He's very fine. I say, handsome, very, very intelligent, full of passion, full of bars. You understand? Our farms in them today. The person is not yet here. We're still looking for them outside. He packed one Rolls-Royce outside. Didn't you see those bouncers that were outside? He's the owner, in case. He's the owner of the Rolls-Royce. He's the owner, actually. Look outside. He's the owner. I said this person is the owner. You understand? Okay. So our next speaker is a seasoned educator with over 8 years of experience in traditional classrooms, where he has developed a passion for inspiring young minds. Excuse me. He has honed his expertise to encompass online tutoring, leveraging educational technology to create engaging learning experience. He has also empowered numerous teachers to harness the potential of digital tools, enhancing their teaching methods. With a strong foundation in pedagogy, I hope I'm correct, and a keen understanding of educational technology, he excels in curriculum design and implementation, creating in online course creation, delivery, making complex concepts accessible to students. Beyond his professional pursuits, he cherishes his role as a devoted husband and father, finding joy in the simplicity of family life. As an avid football enthusiast, he appreciates the excitement of the game and the bond it fosters. Ladies and gentlemen, if those hands aren't too busy, please give it up for this wonderful father. Very handsome, very intelligent, all the way, 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 down to Ikorodu, Lagos State, Nigeria. Discovering identity. Are you ready? Please make welcome Mr. George Agbede. Very handsome, very charismatic. Look at him now. Check him out. Check him out. Check him out.
Your grace is all I see. Ay, ay, ay. Your mercies I ever knew.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. My apologies for that. Please, can we give ourselves a round of applause once more? Okay. Before I begin my session, there's this popular song by Sinach, and it is I know who God says I am. So we are going to sing it together. Okay. So are we ready? Okay, let's go. I know who God says I am. What he says. Hello, let's stop. Are we not Christians don't we have Christians in the house? Oh, I think I've started seeing people who chipe away from churches. Okay, so let's take that again. I know who God says I am. What he says I am. What he says am I know. Okay, so let's stop there. I know who I am. Now, Nigerians, we are so, Nigeria is actually a beautiful country. And, we are so funny that we like to bring that ball game of, do you know who I am? Any little disagreement or any little small thing. The next thing you just hear, do you know who I am? Do you know who my father is? Like, if it was a girl, do you know who I am? Oh, I'm going to show you. Do you know who I am? Now, I'm going to ask us, who are you? Who are you? Who do you think you are? I'm going to take like 2 responses before we just move on. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Yes, please, ushers, can you just help me out? Who do you think you are? It's actually very important we understand the word identity, because if we don't have a full understanding of what identity is all about, if we don't have a full understanding of who we are, then definitely we can't go far in life. And it is until when you have a full understanding of who you are, that's when you can go further in life. So who are you? Who do you think you are? I'm seeing people are sighing. It's a very big question, right? Yes, anybody? Just 2 responses before I just move on. Okay, I'm going to call on someone. Yes, you. Who do you think you are? Please, ushers. Who do you think you are? go ahead. If you are audible enough, you can go ahead. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Omolayo. Actually, I was about to ask the question also. So, because every time everyone says, if I don't know what to say about.
Yes. Anybody. Anybody. Or is it that we haven't discovered ourselves yet at all? It's okay. It's okay if you haven't discovered yourself at all. I didn't really discover myself until when I left secondary school. It's okay. Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Success, and I think I'm a gift from God.
Okay. Yes. One more. Yes, from the adults. Okay. The man on glasses. Please, can you hear me give?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
The word who I am, the word who is someone is a big question.
It is.
Like you said when you left secondary school, that was when you know why. So for me, let me just say I'm who I am and who God says I am. Thank you.
Okay, I'm now asking you the question. Who are you in God's presence? Yes. In God's presence, who do you think you are?
For me to say I'm God, for me to answer the question is, I'm a vessel in the house of God, vessel of honor. So I work for God. So for me to say I'm God says who God says I am, I know what I mean. So I work for God.
Okay. Please, I'd like to my sincere apologies because I'm a teacher and my session is going to be about engagement. So I'm going to be engaging you, and that is the way I'm being trained as a teacher. Okay. So in what we're going to be looking at today, we're going to be looking at navigating the process of self-discovery, navigating the process of self-discovery, the discovery stage, navigating the discovery stage. And it's really important that we have a full understanding of what this session is all about. Okay? Now, before we move on, what do we mean by navigate? To navigate, what is the meaning? What comes to your mind when you hear the word navigate? Navigate. Yes, anybody? Yes. Find, navigate. Yes, navigate. Is it that we didn't do English in school at all? This you are too cold for my liking, honestly. Yes, navigate.
To navigate is to find my path using a compass.
Rema, please can you put your hands together for mommy? One more response. To navigate. Yes. To navigate. I think I'm going to start calling people. You are going to talk. Yes. Navigate.
To find something.
To find something. Okay, so we can say that the synonym that to find, mommy used a word. What was the word again? To find. Okay, we are still talking about find. Okay. Now, to navigate actually means, when you find a way to a particular something, and finding a way to a particular path, it requires that you plan. Planning is the key word in navigating. Planning is the key word in navigating. And it is important that in everything we do, we need to plan. I'm sure if the convener hadn't planned all of this right from day one, this wouldn't have been in existence. Do we all agree with that? Do we all agree with that? So planning is very important as a person to discover yourself in realizing who you think you're going to see yourself in the next, let's say, 5 years or 10 years. It is important that you plan. And because of the fact that you are giving birth to in Nigeria, let me show you why you need to plan. Because you are giving birth to in Nigeria, life is already winning you by 1-0. What did I say? Because you are in Nigeria, life is leading you by how many 0? 1-0. If you are not educated, how many 0 is that? 2-0. If you are not educated, life is already leading you by 2-0. If your parents are not rich, if you don't have inheritance, we have, there's this word, I've forgotten, there's this word that people normally use. Okay, if you don't have, maybe your parents, charity fund or something, I can't, maybe I'm going to remember later. Okay, if your parents, if you don't have any inheritance, or your parents are not rich, how many 0 is that? 3-0. If you are now lazy, how many 0 is that? 4-0. You don't have God again. How many 0 is that? 5-0. That's first half. How do you want to equalize? That's a very big question. How do you want to equalize? How do you want to go about it? It is important that you defeat life. Hello. It is important that you do what? That you defeat life. So if life is already leading you by 5-0, how do you want to go about it? In going about it is redirecting your path again, and which will lead you to planning. It's going to lead you to what? To planning. And it's very important that we plan. The convener has come and she has told us what it means, the self-identity. She has told us, practical steps, things that you need to know as regards self-identity. Okay? So I'm going to make this session a very practical one. And please, my sincere apologies, because we are going to do it in form of engagement, because I'm going to be asking lots of questions. Okay? So navigating the discovery stage. And the discovery stage is a time of exploration and growth. It is a phase where you grow. I remembered when I was small then, and when I was in primary school, they would ask me, George, who do you want to become? I want to become a lawyer. Who do you want to become? I want to become a lawyer. I didn't know life would come that fast against me. And when I left primary school, in secondary school, that's what I would become, what I'm going to do. It hasn't really manifested at all. Not until when I left secondary school. And I tried JAMB, University of Lagos, law. JAMB jammed me. And he just gave me English education. I was like, me, English education. If I tell my friend, what do you study in school? English education. What kind? Hello? Do I have anybody who is actually relating to all of this? Okay. English education. I tried it again. It's still the same education. And I was just like, education. Me, teacher. In fact, that was the least of the profession that ever came to my mind to become a teacher. But to the glory of God today, I have taught in two of the best schools in Lagos right now. Two of the best schools in Lagos right now. I was a teacher at Corona School in Ikoyi before I left to Emerald School. And later, I just told myself that I was not going to work for anybody. Right now, I teach children all across the globe. I just work from home. And that's what I do presently now. So, there is something about life. And, it is high time that we begin to plan ourselves. It is important that we plan. And let me tell you one thing. When you planning, it takes you, you go far in life when you begin. How to know is that you have to embrace uncertainty. Uncertainty comes in diverse areas. It comes in diverse areas. You just want to ask yourself questions, assumption. You have to just challenge your own beliefs and your notions. Until when you share